What's up? I'm here again for you to discuss about factoring general trinomials or quadratic trinomials. Remember that the quadratic trinomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants and a is not equal to 0, is said to be quadratic because of the exponent 2 in the first term. Let us have the different examples. For number 1, let us have x squared plus 8x plus 15. So earlier, I have given you the format or the form of the quadratic trinomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So therefore, for us to have the values of a, b, and c, let us look at the numerical coefficients in place of a, b, and c. So in the given example, what do you think is the value of a? A. So correct, the value of your a here is 1. How about the value of our b? You're right, the value of our b is 8. And then the value of our c is correct. We have here 15. Okay. How about the second example? We have here x squared minus 6x plus 8. What should be the values of our a, b, and c? Okay, so again, we have here letter A is equal to, correct, we have here 1. Then the value of our B, yes, you have to include the sign, so our B is equal to negative 6. And then the value of our C is correct, so we have here 8. Okay, for the third example, let us have 3x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, so we have here the values of a, b, and c should be correct. The value of your a should be 3 and the value of your b is correct, negative 1, because you haven't seen any number. So again, if you haven't seen any number before the variable, it means 1 or negative 1. And the value of our c is correct. We have here negative 2. Okay, so is there any question about the values of a, b, and c in the quadratic trinomial? Okay, so if you don't have questions, let's now proceed with factoring. How are we going to factor quadratic trinomials? So where a is equal to 1. So we are going to focus first in the quadratic trinomials where a is equal to 1 or the numerical coefficient of x squared is 1. So let us have again x squared plus 7x plus 12. Of course, you are going to follow the steps. So the first one or the first step, you are going to list all the possible pair factors of the last term or yung c natin. So our c is 12, correct? So you are going to list all the possible factors ng 12. So we have here, okay, correct. We have here 1 times 12 is 12. And then we also have here 2 and 6, followed by 3 and 4. And also, since they are involving integers, so you can also have negative 1 times negative 12. Then you can also have negative 2 times negative 6 and negative 3 and negative 4. So all of these pairs of numbers has the product or have the product of 12. And then after that, you are going to select the factors with the sum of b or the middle term of our quadratic trinomial. And then you are going to add the factors. Okay. So in 1 and 12, if you are going to add them, so your answer is 13. In the second pair of factors, we have 2 and 6. If you are going to add, this will be 8. Then if we have 3 and 4, the sum of this is 7. And then on the other pair of factors, we have negative 1 combined with negative 12. It is negative 13. And then on the next pair of factors, we have negative 2 and negative 6. It is negative 8. And then, in negative 3 and negative 4, when we combine, is negative 7. So, ang sabi, you are going to select factors with the sum of b. So, therefore, we have the value of b, which is 7. So, that's why you are going to select this one, or you are going to select these two factors. So, we have here the next step. So, these numbers are used to make the factored expression. So, you are going to write the factors as the product of two binomials because you are going to find also for the factors of x squared. Okay? So, we have here the factors of x squared will be x and x. And earlier, we have here the factors of 12 which satisfy the middle term with the sum of 7. So, you are going to use positive 3 and positive 4. So, there we have the factored form of x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay? Is there any question? Okay. Next, let's proceed with the second example. X squared minus 7x plus 12. Okay? So, we have here to again list the factors of 12. So, since it is the same with the previous example, so you can also use again 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4, negative 1 and negative 12, negative 2 and negative 6, and negative 3 and negative 4. Then afterwards, again, you are going to select the factors with the sum of b. So this time, our middle term is negative 7. Okay? So on the first pair of factors, 1 and 12, we have the sum which is 13. On the second pair, we have 8. On the third pair, again, we have 7. On the next pair, we have negative 1 and negative 12 is negative 13. Followed by negative 2 and negative 6 is negative 8. And then negative 3 and negative 4 is negative 7. So, which do you think satisfy the middle term? Correct. So, you have to use this. So, therefore, the integers that you are going to use are negative 3 and negative 4. And again, you are going to use those numbers to make the factored expression. So, you are again to write the factors as the product of two binomials. So, again, the factors of x squared will be x times x. Then, the factors of 12 that you are going to use and satisfy the middle term will be negative 3 and negative 4. So, this time, since our middle term is negative, so both the binomials are negative. Unlike on the first example that we have, since the middle term is positive and the last term is positive, so both the binomial factors are positive. Okay? And again, this time, since the middle term is negative and the last term is positive, so you will have the binomials or both binomials are negative. Okay? Let's have the third example. For our third example, we have x squared minus x minus 12. Okay? So, just like what we have done earlier, list the factors of negative 12 this time. Okay? So, this time, negative 12, ano kaya ang mga factors na pwede natin gamitin? So, we have here, negative 1 and positive 12. So, the product of this is negative 12. Followed by negative 2 and positive 6. And then, negative 3 and positive 4. All of them are having the product of negative 12. And also with positive 1 and negative 12. It is also equivalent or equal to negative 12. Also with 2 and negative 6 and 3 times negative 4. So these numbers are having all the product of negative 12. The next, Just like we have done on the first and the second example, select the factors with the sum of b. Okay? So let's try. So let us just add the given factors on the first step. Negative 1 plus 12 is 11. And then negative 2 plus 6 is 4. And then negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Then 1 plus negative 12 is negative 11. Then 2 plus negative 6 is negative 4. And this one, 3 plus negative 4 is negative 1. So since these pairs of numbers is equivalent to negative 1, therefore, on the next step, we have again to factor x squared. So we have here x times x. And then use the integers that we have obtained earlier and satisfy the middle term, negative 1. So we have here positive 3 and negative 4. Okay? So if the middle term is negative and the last term is negative also, your binomial factors will be one positive and one negative. But you have to take note of the sign of the middle term. If the sign of the middle term is negative, so the number with the greater absolute value will be negative. So just like this one, if your answer is x plus 4 times x minus 3, so it is not correct because it should be 4 that is negative. For you to obtain or for you to satisfy our given product na x squared minus x minus 12. Okay? I hope it is clear. Is there any question? Okay, so if you do not have your question, let's proceed with the last example. We have x squared plus x minus 12. Okay, so this time, our middle term is positive and our last term is negative. Okay, so just like what we have done on the third example, first to third example, again, you are going to list all the possible pair factors of the last term. So we have here, again, to use negative 1 and 12, and then negative 2 and 6, negative 3 and 4, 1 and negative 12, 2 and negative 6, and 3 and negative 4. And then, you are going to select again the factors with the sum of b. This time, our b is positive 1. So therefore, so let us add all the pair of factors. So let us just have the final answer here. So on the first pair, we have negative 1 and 12. So we have here positive 11 from this one. And then we have negative 2 and positive 6. We have here positive 4. Then negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Then 1 plus negative 12 is negative 11. Then 2 and negative 6 is negative 4. And 3 and negative 4 again is negative 1. So this time, you are going to look for the middle term, which is positive 1. So therefore, you are going to use this pair of factors. Okay? So we have here again to find the factors of x squared, and that is no other than x times x. And then we have here negative 3 and positive 4. So it is the reverse of the third example. So earlier, we have x positive 3 or x plus 3 times x minus 4 because the middle term is negative. This time, we have x minus 3 times x plus 4 because the middle term is positive. Okay? Is there any question? For a clearer understanding of how you are going to factor quadratic trinomials where a is equal to 1, let us take note of this. If you are given the trinomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where both the middle term and the last terms are positive, your binomial factors will be x plus blank times x plus blank. Okay? Both positive binomials. Then, if you are given ax squared minus bx plus c, where the middle term is negative and the last term is positive, so both the binomial factors now are negative. So it should be in the form x minus blank times x minus blank. While if you are given ax squared minus bx minus c, where both the middle term and the last terms are negative, your binomial factors will be one positive and one negative in the form x plus blank times x minus blank. If you are given negative middle term like this, so you are going to write the number with greater absolute value on the negative binomial factor. And then, if you are given ax squared plus bx minus c, where the middle term and the last term are having different signs, or the middle term is positive and the last term is negative, still, your factors will be one positive and one negative. But this time, your number with greater absolute value will be written on the positive sign, or the positive binomials. Okay? So I hope these shorten or shortcuts or clue factored forms will be helpful for you to understand our topic. Okay? So to check if you really understood what we have discussed, try these examples. Give the factors or give the factored form of the following.